Welcome back, everybody. More Fortnite news out there, and man, people are really digging for allegations towards pro players out there. Most latest accusations as of this morning and last night towards Complexity's very own Hogman. If you guys actually have seen him recently, had a really pretty good, pretty solid solo qualifier as well for World Cup. I believe placing top 30 there. Had some pretty decent results on top of that. These allegations, though, as well as some Discord messages I'm going to show you guys, and let's preface as well, we all know, we've talked about this, Discord messages are blatantly pretty much no proof whatsoever because they can be faked very easily. But I'm going to give you guys the evidence. Let me know what you guys think down below. Overall, I'll give you my first thoughts. I don't think there's too much here about this. On top of that as well, as of this morning, within a couple of hours, the same account, which actually was apparently sent these Discord messages the way they were in DMs and actually post them as well, which hid one of the identities, that same Twitter account has now been deleted, just like the Dolphins account that called out DubsFN. So if that goes to show you guys anything, it came up out of nowhere. This random account was posting Discord messages, which never looks good when it comes to trying to expose someone. And in those same Discord messages, Hogman's name was there, but the person he was talking to, they were actually blocked out. So it seemed very suspicious right from the start. And now that Twitter account has been deleted, either way though, with those messages, we actually saved the screenshots. Luckily enough, you guys can read them on screen as well, where Hogman does clearly talk about, you know, skins, which skins to actually use, talking about rotations as well, possibly in terms of drops on the map as well. But when it comes down to it, you look at the date, as the messages actually do range back to July 31st, that being late July, which was not in time for the allegations out there. Allegations saying this was actually him trying to team in the solo event for Fall Skirmish, which was actually not until October. And in those Discord messages as well, he does say this Friday. So the timelines would not match up if it actually was for a Fall Skirmish solo event. They maybe would match up for a Summer Skirmish event, which was actually late July as well as in August. So all in all, the evidence so far with the Twitter account being deleted, it does not really lead me to think that this was a definite, you know, him being exposed out there, although they actually went on to try and prove that it was his Discord account, so on and so forth. But again, we can only take so much from these Discord messages, and we now have both the person that was his partner as well, or formerly the clips out there, what his teaming partner, that being Secret Fuzzy. He's now come out on Twitter along with Hogman trying to plead their innocence, and they revealed some very interesting things above all else with this case being exposed. Hogman, of course, claiming his innocence, that he's never cheated before, and kind of trying to push past his petty drama, which I don't really blame him for. The more attention you give this kind of drama, the more people out there that were going to side against you and actually think that you were cheating. In my opinion, you know, probably a pretty decent response out there. It's going to be kind of curious to see what you guys think about this, because especially when it comes to Fuzzy and his tweets that he has said so far, there's been a few clips out there as well. If you guys have seen it so far, the only clips posted are very, very short 3 or 4 second clips, which you cannot take too much from because it does not show the full interaction between these two players. It does though show what Fuzzy did say. He hopped in his ball, that being Hogman's ball. He then saw Hogman's skin, hopped out of the ball, and gave him the ball back, which would mean obviously kind of a semi-teaming, but it considers as well, on top of this, what do you guys really consider to be teaming, right? They were not actually sharing loot. They were not teaming on individual people for kills. And so is this teaming if you see someone you might recognize from scrims or custom matches where you know they wear that skin, and so you give them what was theirs back, you know, kind of somewhat fairly? Do you think that's teaming? Because if that is the case, I'm sure there are many pro players out there that have done this, and we just not have caught them quite yet. And even further as well, we actually had Hogman replying and saying, no, you did not actually give me the ball back. You still stole the ball. So it really goes to show this was so far back, even their memory of the event is actually not very clear. And with the clips we have seen so far, there is nothing proven here of any instance of cheating, despite the fact that Fuzzy does admit he saw his skin. That's probably the only kind of questionable part about the entire thing is Fuzzy saw Hogman's skin, and he said he gave him the ball back because of that, which does lead to me once again asking the question, if you consider that to be teaming and against whatever rules out there should be against teaming, well then that's why you probably think he's guilty here in this case. Me personally, no, there are probably many pro players out there who do this. These guys play together every single week. They play scrims together, custom matches, so on and so forth, all the cups together. They know their landing places. They often know their many skins they use. And so as well as rotations, if you're going to avoid a player like that, it's basically, I would not necessarily would call it teaming. It seems a bit weary, but even though other pro players out there do it, does that mean you're guilty? that's where it comes up in the questions. And then very lastly, what ultimately actually kind of drove me to really be curious out there is there allegations about other pro teams and other pro duos and other, I guess you could say in solo events as well, pros in general who have done this kind of thing and not been exposed so far. So in the future, I definitely would expect a lot of people out there to try and gather these clips of pro players who run into each other, then avoid contact, which again, we have seen many times out there before. You also might want to avoid contact because maybe you don't have the best loadout. We can't even see loadouts in this as well. Maybe you avoid that because you don't want to get in a fight in the first place. And so a lot of questions out there about this. Overall, my thoughts is just another accusation going down. Remember, the Twitter account who called these guys out has now also been deleted. And with that, this evidence is only Discord messages and very, very short clips out there. Do I think Hogman should be banned or should be suspended? No. We see many pro players do the same exact thing, and it is down to their choice. Were they teaming? No, they were not teaming for kills. They were not sharing loot. In my mind, that's not breaking any of the rules that should be competitively known as the rules out there. So overall, in my opinion, case closed. Is he guilty? No. But what do you guys think? Make sure to leave your comment down below. As always, my name is Jake. I hope you guys all enjoy this episode of Fortnite News. And until next time, take care.